Recent arrests and indictments of female narco queens are proving that women are slowly selecting a move away from the passive backstage lifestyle that females were known to live in the narco world for an active front-page existence within the criminal underworld. Women have been known to participate in drug processing, but they are now featuring in the deeper aspects of the trade that used to be reserved for men. And this has encouraged a surge in the number of female sicarios and women in leadership positions. The subject of this video, Mrs. Clara Elena Laborin Archuleta, aka La Senora, is one such woman, and we are about to tell you the story of her eccentric transformation from the Queen of Sonora to the Baroness of Beltran Leyva organization. Don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up to help others find it, and if you're not subscribed yet, you should click that subscribe button and turn on your notification because we've got more coming your way. Clara Elena Laborin Archuleta was born on February 19, 1964 in Agua Prieta, Sonora. She grew up to possess a head-turning beauty that ensured her life-changing victory at her state's Miss Sonora pageant. After receiving her crown, she was represented by Guillermo Francisco Ocaña Pradal, an artist's agent who introduced her to high society. She was known around celebrity circles in both Spain and Mexico. Her contact list boasted of artists, diplomats, and other high-profile personalities. In 1997, Clara tried her hands in the media with a company called Roce Noticias y Espectáculos in an unsuccessful magazine label called Jeans, which only published 2 issues. Clara would later be named by the U.S. Department of Treasury in 2009 as a money launderer for the Beltran Leyva organization, and Ocaña Pradal was arrested for money laundering in 2010 with the Attorney General's office fingering him as a link between cartels and celebrities. Clara entered into the organization crime game when she said yes to Hector Beltran Leyva, alias LH, joining a list of Latin American beauty queens who married drug lords. In 2009, the Beltran Leyva brothers, Arturo, alias El Barbas, LH, who is also known as El Ingeniero, Alfredo, alias El Mochomo, and Carlos, who are all El Chapo's cousins, left the Federation, a nexus of multiple cartels, led by El Chapo and other top drug lords to establish their own. The Beltran Leyva organization, or BLO, was born, and ever since its creation, it has been at war with opposing criminal groups, especially El Chapo Sinaloa Cartel. On April 13, 2010, as retaliation for the killing of Alejandro Coronel, the son of Sinaloa Capo Ignacio Coronel, Clara was kidnapped at her house by a group of heavily armed men in luxurious vehicles. The abductors released a picture of her blindfolded and visibly disheveled while standing beside a narco message with rifles pointed at her. In a brutal business such as drug trafficking, vindictive abductions that result in the safe returns of their victims are not regular occurrences. But it was LH's lucky day, as his beauty queen was released to him unhurt. 13 days later, Clara was abandoned with bound hands and legs and eyes blinded behind a thick white blindfold as the police recovered her in good condition close to the University of Sonora. The attackers covered her with a narco message that read, "We are going to teach you how to be a man and to respect family, murderer of children. Here is your wife, which you refuse to answer for. I hand her back to you healthy and safe so you can see and learn that for us family is sacred. We do not kill women or children. We are only going after El Hache and El 2000, as well as several police officers working for Hector Beltran Leyva and Francisco Hernandez Garcia. This was probably a hardening experience for a woman who, though surrounded by violence, had never been so close to death or gotten in harm's way as she did. Systematically, law enforcement destabilized the Beltran Leyva organization by taking out its leadership one man at a time. In 2008, Alfredo Beltran Leyva, El Mochomo, was arrested by Mexican authorities. This was the first blow to the BLO, and it fueled a struggle between the brothers and El Chapo Sinaloa Cartel that arose from LH's suspicion that El Chapo masterminded his brother's capture. On December 16, 2009, Arturo, El Barbas, was shot to death in an armed face-off with officers of Semar, Mexico's Secretary of the Navy, in Cuernavaca, Morelos. Later in the same year, Carlos also fell into the net of the authorities. After the death of El Barbas, LH took the wheel and led the organization, which was deteriorating as a result of attacks from authorities and the Sinaloa cartel. The BLO reportedly went under during this period and reappeared in 2013, but their resurgence wasn't to last as LH was arrested in 2014 in a seafood restaurant in Miguel de Allende in Guanajuato and transferred to the Federal Social Readaptation Center No. 1, aka Altiplano, a maximum security prison in Almoloya de Juarez, State of Mexico, on the 6th of October 2014. The capture of LH seemed to signal the end of the BLO BLO until Clara accepted the colossal challenge of keeping her husband's family's dying enterprise alive. Her emergence as a lady of the BLO follows a developing trend of cartel front women who have been caught and convicted or indicted for participating in organized crime activities. Some prominent names include Jessica Oseguera, alias La Negra, the daughter of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, and Edina Arellano Felix, alias La Narcomami, sister of the Arellano Felix brothers and the Tijuana cartel's queenpin, regarded as the world's first female drug lord by the Drug Enforcement Agency, Emma Coronel Aispuro, El Chapo's third wife, and Sandra Avila Beltran, alias the Queen of the Pacific, who was extradited to the US in 2012. In Clara's case, she was determined to show the men that a woman could do it too, that she wasn't another ornamental feature only to fit to be displayed by their spouses at parties like the expensive jewelry they're known to acquire. During her time at the helm of the BLO, she managed to hold the group together in addition to maintaining its territories, which covered the squares of Guerrero, Morelos, Chiapas, Querétaro, Sinaloa, Jalisco, Quintana Roo, Tamaulipas, Nuevo León, and the state of Mexico. She also created stronger relationships with the Juarez Los Zetas and Jalisco Nueva Generacion (CJNG) cartels. Clara reportedly received support from high-ranking members of the BLO, but one problematic gang in Guerrero, the Independent Cartel of Acapulco (CIDA), opposed her, and in 2016, the war between the BLO and CIDA broke out after a failed negotiation turned Acapulco into Mexico's homicide hotspot. The death toll rose as the BLO sicarios were marshaled into war by Clara, then known as Osiris. Her name was seen on narco banners all over the city. Clara's regime on the throne of the BLO was a short one that only lasted until September 15, 2016, when she was apprehended in the northern city of Hermosillo during a collaborative operation between the police and the Attorney General's office. She was allegedly arrested with 2 kilos of coke and firearms. Clara Elena Laborin Archuleta's story is a revealing one that shows that women are as equally capable of expressing societally destructive tendencies as their male counterparts, and the only thing that has held them back for most of history is a social construct that places men in power and defines aggressiveness as an exclusively masculine attribute. The rise of female involvement in organized crime is a lethal ingredient for further debilitation of the Latin American society, and if not put to bed early, may herald a new force for law enforcement agencies to tussle with. What do you think of Clara Elena Laborin Archuleta? Tell us in the comments, and remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.